The Springfield Prodigy, 2011, that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Is it any good? Does it suck? That's what we're gonna talk about today. But first, what is this thing? The Springfield Prodigy is a 2011. Springfield also calls this a 1911 double stack, and that's exactly what this is. On top, we have a 9mm 1911 slide with a double stack frame. Springfield offers a couple different options for the Prodigy. They have the 4 1/4, which is this one here, and they also have the 5-inch. Those are the only two options available right now, but I'm kind of hoping Springfield will come out with a different option later that is a little bit shorter, maybe an aluminum frame, more tuned towards concealed carry. So talking about the heart of a 2011 is the smoothness of the slide. The Prodigy is no exception. It is really smooth. I've handled quite a few 2011s in gun shops, and this definitely has a little more clunk to it than an Atlas or a Wilson, but it is very smooth. Some people say the recoil spring is oversprung. However, I have not found that it feels too strong for the slide. On the slide, we have an hex optic on here. This gun actually came with it. Underneath of this, we have the agency optic system. You can buy different plates for this and attach basically any optic you want. If I were to do this over again, I would have thrown on the Hollow Sun with a different plate. Additionally, the Prodigy comes with front slide serrations that work very nice. They're very deep. Haven't had any issues doing press checks or cycling the slide with them. It does come with a fiber optic front sight. I've never been a huge fan of these. However, this one does come with it. With having an optic on here, I could care less about the backup iron sights. It is something nice if somebody cares about it, that they did include it. I do appreciate having the back sight blacked out and not having dots on there if you're gonna do a fiber optic in the front. I will say I am very happy with the fitment of the barrel slide on here. For this being a mass-produced gun at the price it's at, they did a very nice job. Working our way further down, Springfield put a very heavy bull barrel on this thing. It's gonna add a lot of weight, but you're gonna find it's gonna be incredibly accurate even when this thing heats up. I've seen a lot of 1911, 2011 companies do this, and I think it's kind of a standard in the industry to do such a big, heavy barrel. I really like that they put the bull barrel on here, but it is pretty heavy. We'll talk more about this later when we talk about just how heavy this handgun is. They did opt for a steel frame on here instead of an aluminum that you see a lot with the staccatos. In typical 2011, 1911 fashion, we have a ambi safety on here. It's very tactile, it's very nice. I have no complaints about the safety. Springfield opted for a recessed slide lock, slide release on this. I really wish they had made this a little bit further or extended, maybe even like the cog works where it comes out and it extends past. With a 2011 being such a large frame, it's really hard to get this with your thumb. You can see I can't even reach it. I have to break my grip and then send it home. I really wish they would have made this feature a little bit bigger. It's an easy thing to do, and it would have improved the controls of this a lot. However, they kind of made up for it with the trigger. I like the trigger a lot on the Prodigy. It's got a 4 3/4 pound trigger. It's very smooth. It's kind of perfect for a duty gun. It's not so light that you have to worry about it, but it's still light enough it could be a good competition trigger. So I'm glad they went with 4 3/4. The mag release on this is pretty positive. It kind of reminds me of a Glock mag release. It's not as positive as some of the other Springfield products we've seen, like the Hellcat, where it just shoots out of the gun, but it's not bad. These mags are pretty heavy, and I think that definitely helps with the mag drop. One thing I have seen a lot of reviewers talk about is the grip safety on the Prodigy. They say it's loose, it's really easy to push in. Mine don't have that. It has actually got quite a bit of tension behind it. I don't know if Springfield increased the quality of their safeties after some of these reviews came out a couple years ago, but honestly to me this feels really nice. For a budget 2011, I have no complaints with this safety at all. The grip texture is pretty nice on this. It's aggressive. It's like, I don't know, maybe 500 grit sandpaper. It's really fine, so when you're shooting, it just feels absolutely planted in your hand. Typical 2011 things, I wish this was a little bit thinner. It's incredibly thick, and I think it's gonna turn a lot of people off to the 2011 platform. You know, they use these super large mags. I wish they would just thin them up and go with a standard double stack magazine like a Sig Sauer or a Glock. But they go with these super thick mags and these super thick frames. And I have pretty big hands, and it's still a handful. It's a lot to get both hands around this. And that's nothing on Springfield. All 2011s that I've felt feel the exact same way. They're really thick. Even the staccato, in my opinion, feels pretty thick. But if you have big hands and that's what you like, then you are going to like the 2011 because this boy's thick. Last but not least, Springfield was nice enough to give 2 mags, a 17 round and a 20 round extended. I like that they did this. It's kind of cool. I don't see too many companies giving a standard capacity mag and an extended mag with it. Talking about mags, this Prodigy is able to accept, obviously, the Duramag Prodigy mags, MBX mags, Atlas mags, and staccato mags. So early on, this gun had some issues with the magazines. A lot of people were having reliability issues. However, we have had zero issues with the standard Duramag magazines. If you do have a gun that is giving you a fit, pick up a couple different mags from other manufacturers and they might go away. It's pretty nice that with the 2011 platform being the way it is, you can buy higher quality magazines and fix a lot of the problems you may have. Earlier, I did talk about the weight of this handgun. Coming in at 2 pounds and 3 ounces unloaded, this thing is a beast. If you put in the 20 round mag or the 17 round mag and load it all the way up, this definitely is very heavy in your hands. I personally don't plan on carrying this thing appendix. I've carried similar heavy handguns. However, this is one of the heaviest guns in my collection. For me, it's more of a duty gun, a nightstand gun, something that the weight isn't going to affect me every day, day to day. It's got the barrel length I like, it's got the grip length I like, it's got the extended mags I like, and it's got incredibly low recoil. This thing is a sewing machine. It shoots incredibly flat. Obviously, most of that is because of the weight. If you're looking for a carry option in the 2011 platform, I would check out the Staccato C2. The size of this is kind of misleading. It's almost perfect for concealed carry, in my opinion, especially with the 17 round magazine, but you pick it up and it weighs 3 times more than you were expecting. I would have liked to see them do an aluminum frame on this to try to shave as much weight as they could. Maybe slim out the barrel for a carry model. And I'm kind of hoping they come out with these models in the future. Maybe just a 15 round capacity, a thinner barrel, maybe a threaded version for a compensator. All of these things will kind of make this a cool little carry gun if you like carrying 1911, 2011 style handguns. Selfishly, I want a threaded barrel version so that we can make a compensator for this, because a comped Prodigy would be pretty awesome and shoot incredibly flat. And at the very bottom of the Prodigy, we have the magwell. They did a better job than some handguns do. It's got 2 angles on here. The sides, there's not much of an angle to it. With how big this gun is, it could definitely use a magwell, and maybe we'll try to make one in the future. All in all, it's not too bad. I never butched a reload with it. It does have a little bit of a funnel. With how thick this frame is, I would think they could have gotten away with a little bit more of an angle on this. Now for the best selling point of the Prodigy is obviously gonna be price. You can find these for about $1,250, and you can get the version with the hex optic for about $1,500. In my opinion, I would buy the non-optic version and put a hollow sun or an RMR on here. This optic's not too bad. I don't like that it only has 1 button. I don't like that you have to remove it to get to the battery, but the price. This kind of changes the game for the 2011 space. You look at a Staccato that comes in at about $2,300, $2,500 for their 2 popular versions, the C2 and the P. This is basically $1,000 cheaper. That's kind of mind-blowing when you look at all the other 2011s in the game that cost $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, $9,000. And there's really not too many competitors that are even close to Springfield's pricing. You have the Oracle 2311 that comes in at about $1,800. That's a really cool 2011 that uses SIG P320 magazines. There's a budget option called a Gerson 2311 for $1,000. Never heard of them. But true competition that is a high quality 2011, the next step up is $1,000 to a Staccato. So I think Springfield kind of nailed their price point. There's not really a definitive niche for this gun, even though the price is phenomenal. A lot of the other high quality 2011s like the Nighthawk or the Atlas, the reason they're so expensive is because they're hand fit, incredibly high quality. And not saying that this isn't, but there's a reason to justify the price. Most of them end up becoming competition handguns, and I could definitely see this in a competition. However, I would really like to see more use case for a pistol. I don't know why, but I'm the kind of guy that likes to have a pistol that can do competition, carry, the gun that can do it all. When you stick a gun in a niche, I'd rather go another route. However, it's all in what you want. So who is the Springfield Prodigy for? It's for the person that wants to get into 2011s and not pay the premium price tag, but you're gonna get some sacrifices. You're saving about $1,000 and you're gaining a little bit of weight. Are you willing to sacrifice that money for weight ratio? In my opinion, I've been wanting a 2011 for a little while. I'm really glad I got it. Is it heavy? Yes. But do I want to pay the $1,000 more for Staccato? Not really. I really do wish I could make this work for concealed carry. However, I don't think I will be able to. I'm definitely gonna take this and try this at competitions. We're gonna be doing more competitions this year. And I think that's exactly who it's for. Somebody who's getting into competition, wants a 2011, or just wants a 2011 for a nightstand gun. You're saving $1,000 going this route. I really look forward to Springfield coming out with more options for this. Maybe a carry version that is lighter, 15 round capacity, maybe a model that has a threaded barrel so that we can put a compensator on it and really drive it home as a competition gun. If 2011s are your thing and you want to save some money, I think this is a pretty great option. If you're not into 2011s and you want to pick one up, definitely go hold it in the gun shop. Feel how heavy it is. It's kind of misleading. You see it on the internet and then you go hold it. You're gonna be shocked at how big and heavy this thing is. I'd like to see you guys drop a comment down below. Prodigy or Staccato? Which one are you guys gonna choose? If you like this video, we'd appreciate a like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.